So who do we got here today?
Hi, I'm Mendy Ford, and I live in St. Charles Parish.
How would you describe yourself in or out of the saddle?
I would say I am a loving and caring person that is deeply rooted in community service.
What kind of community service?
Anything to do with kids and the elderly, and I was a school teacher for over 20 years, and I love to volunteer and just to help people out.
Pretty cool. Before you ever touched a bike, who were you? What were you into?
I love to camp and read, and
That's still something you do now is camp, right? You camp a lot.
I do. But now I own a camper that our bikes roll up in the back of it. It's more like this big house on wheels.
What are your favorite places to camp? Like, where are your favorite places to camp?
Yellowstone has to be my #1 favorite. We spent 2 weeks there after Hurricane Ida, and it definitely was not enough time.
What pulled you towards riding motorcycles?
What pulls me, I think my husband kind of shoved me that way.
Yeah?
Yeah. My husband has ridden bikes all of his life, and although I grew up with family that rode and I rode on the back, I never rode by myself until I turned 46, and my husband gave me my first bike for my birthday.
Well, that's good. It's another question. Tell us about your first ride.
My first ride was absolutely the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. Although I might present to be a confident person, I am not. And I was a nervous wreck, laid it down, dropped it, never wanted to do it again. But he yelled at me and convinced me to get back on, and the rest is history.
Well, you said your husband was with you in the beginning, right, at 46. Did he mentor you, influence you, or somebody else?
So he influenced me, definitely. One of the guys that I actually work with, Peter, he mentored me and took his time and was calm and got rid of all my nerves and just explained things to me and helped me get out there and learn by myself. Yeah.
And Peter's our Ride Academy instructor here.
He absolutely is.
Yeah. Just making sure it was the same Peter I was thinking of.
Yeah.
What changed for you when you started riding? You know, was it your mindset, your habits? Was it a life change?
It actually, yeah, it's very life-changing to, for somebody that is an overthinker a lot, being able to get on a bike by myself and not have to wait on anybody and just be able to go. And you have that solitude and you're able to work through things in your mind or not think of anything at all except for being on the road.
So what's something that riding has taught you that probably no other aspect in your life could have?
What has riding taught me that nothing else could have? Independence.
A good one.
Independence.
So you like riding by yourself, but you also like riding with your husband?
Every time he offers, I jump on the back with him.
So tell us about a ride that meant more than just miles, something that maybe you needed. Like you were like, you know what, I just need, you know, maybe something that happened and you were like, I just need to go ride.
Yeah, so we had some illnesses in our family, some things wasn't going right at work, and I was just having a really, really bad day, and I pulled up in the garage and didn't take my helmet off. I just walked in the door and hollered at my husband and said, "You want to ride?" And he was like, "Now?" And I was like, "Yeah, now." And we just rode for 2 hours on River Road and watched the sun set, and it was exactly what I needed that night.
That's awesome. Yeah, sometimes it solves a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Have you made any deep friendships or connections through this lifestyle?
Yes. So 1 year, Mike and I took a trip. It was actually the first year that we retired. We went from Key West all the way up Highway 1 to Canada. And though I met friends all along the way that I still keep in touch with now, in Maine, our very last stop, Fort Kent, as you cross over the border, we were staying in a campground there, and our next door neighbors, Rick and Kelly, who she's a school teacher, and well, she's retired now too, but they were camping, and then we find out that he rides too, and we have been lifelong friends ever since. We boiled lobsters as if they were crawfish. We cooked red beans and I know, right? And they loved it too. I had to teach them how to order the stuff from Sam's. So yeah, Rick and Kelly they're our best friends that we never actually get to physically be with anymore.
I know that is. So what's the dumbest, sketchiest, or like funniest thing that's ever happened to you while riding or on a bike ride?
So on the way back from Florida one time, it was actually one of my first trips on my own that I was riding by myself and with a group of people, but on my own bike. And the guy in front of me, I watched it. I watched something fly into his helmet. And he did everything he could, but he almost dumped that bike on the shoulder of the road. And he came up flying off the bike, dancing, helmet flew, and he had a wasp sitting on his forehead that was just there for the ride, just stayed with him, and we actually had to flick it off for him. But I think it would have stayed all the way back to Louisiana.
That's hilarious. If someone asked, why do you ride, what would you say from the heart?
Why do I ride? Why wouldn't I?
I get that.
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
I guess, when people don't know what they don't know, right?
Yeah, it's actually one of the most freeing and liberating things. I know everybody says, oh, it's dangerous. My grandma, when she found out I was riding by myself, even asked my husband if they could put a flag on the back of my bike. And he says, oh, well, we got her 2 little American flags. She goes, no, like the little man on the side of the road has that big orange flag.
A feather flag?
And this is coming from the 94-year-old woman that rode a Harley Davidson when she was 15 years old with no helmet and a metal seat. But, yeah, it's just one of the most amazing things I've ever done.
Yeah, I had somebody tell me one time that you have a flaming hot block of metal rotating at thousands of RPMs. You strap 6 gallons of flammable fluid to the top, then you put the whole thing between your legs.
Absolutely.
And you wonder why people look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
What do you want people to remember about this biker story or your biker story?
That even if you think you can't, you probably can. And I am definitely the epitome of I didn't think I could.
Because you started later than some.
Oh,
than most.
Yeah. I mean, around here, I'm old. So yeah, it definitely old.
Well, if you could go back, right? Hindsight's always 20/20. If you could go back and tell your younger self starting out, what would you tell them? What would you tell yourself?
Don't let anything hold you back. Challenge yourself every single day. Even if you think you can't do it, try. Just because you fail at something doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means you tried, and now you know what to do to try harder next time.